Hi, my name is Kyle and I'm with McCaw Property Management. We manage properties throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We also cover areas such as Tyler and Longview and East Texas. Today we're going to answer the question of where do I buy my rental property? Because a lot of our clients are from out of town. Maybe they're in a different state, maybe they're in a different country, but they never know where is the best place to buy property in Dallas-Fort Worth. There's no right or wrong answer. It really boils down to the owner and what you're looking to get out of the property. I break it down to two areas. We've got properties that we're looking for appreciation, and we've got properties that we're looking for cash flow. Either way, never buy a property that's in a neighborhood that you do not feel safe driving at night with the windows down. That's just a general rule of thumb. With that being said, let's go to what I call the bread and butter houses. These are the properties that people typically buy for cash flow. They're long-term holdings. They're not looking necessarily for appreciation. And Dallas-Fort Worth, mind you, is not known for significant appreciation. It's just steady appreciation, nothing crazy. So what we're looking at for the bread and butter houses, the basic rule of thumb that we go for is 1% of the value as the rental. So if you've got a $130,000 value property, we're hoping to get $1,300 a month in rent. And that's going to be your typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, a good neighborhood. Now we're looking for properties that are going to rent between $1,100 and $1,500 a month. So that'll give you an idea. And the reason we want that price point range is that's where you've got the largest concentration of good quality tenants. The great thing about what I call the bread and butter properties are the tenants tend to stay there longer. So we're looking for tenants that will stay in a property for 6, 7, 8, 10 years, maybe forever. These are tenants that they get the child into the school, they get their Christmas tree in the attic, they get to know their neighbor next door, they work at the industrial complex a mile down the road, 2 miles down the road, and they're in. I love those because as an investor myself, I don't like turnovers. School districts are not overly important with that demographic, but you just want to make sure it's not a war zone, of course. These are properties that are going to be centrally located. These are going to be close to interstates, loops. You're not going to go traveling a lot of side roads to get to those neighborhoods typically. One of the big benefits of these properties is the vacancy typically is a shorter period of time because you have a lot more tenants that are in that price point range. And like I said, you're going to have shorter vacancy terms because you're going to have times because you're going to have a lot more people to choose from. Now let's look at the appreciation properties. So these are properties that you're looking to purchase and you want them to go up in value over the time. So maybe you want to sell it in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you're hoping to get a high appreciation. One note of caution is appreciation you can't necessarily count on. We hope that it appreciates, but it's something we cannot guarantee. So keep that in mind. So in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, these are probably going to be houses that are $200,000 and up. I would say 350 is probably on the high end. These properties are going to rent for less than the 0.9% per month. So you may have a $250,000 house, but it may only rent for $2,100 a month. Something to keep in mind, you're not going to get as much cash flow, but what you're hoping for is 5 years, 10 years down the road that they'll go up significantly in value. School districts are a lot more important on the high appreciation. Appreciation seems to follow better school districts. So if you start seeing neighborhoods that advertise that's a certain school district, that's a good indicator that that's a good school district. One of the great things about renting these properties out, you're going to have tenants that have stronger financials. These are people that have professional jobs. Both adults in the property make significant incomes. So you're not going to have as many bounce checks, hopefully. The other side of that coin is they have better financials, means they might purchase a home before too long. So I would say my experience is the higher in the property, the longer or the shorter period of time the tenant's there. And it may be because they're buying something. And it maybe also because they're moving up. They may get a relocation with a corporation or something of that nature. The one other downfall is when you do get a vacancy on a higher end property, you're going to have a longer vacancy because there's just a smaller tenant pool. And the other thing is if that vacancy does not happen in the summer, it's going to be real rough on you because I said these are typically desirable neighborhoods because of the school district, and if it's the school district that draws the tenant, odds are they want to be in school and not move during school season, so they're going to move typically in the summer. So if you get one of these properties and it rents, should rent very quick, maybe May, June, July, but if the vacancy comes up in October or January, you might be sitting on that for a little while. So the vacancies tend to last a little bit longer because there's less people that are in that price point range, and then they also don't tend to stay as long. I'm going to say about 3 years or less generally. On the bread and butter homes that are $100 to $150,000, those tenants, they may stay for their entire life, and those are the ones that I, as a property manager, tend to love because I hate turnovers. As an investor, I'd rather never have a turnover. I'd rather have the same tenant forever and ever. Amen. But it's just not a realistic goal. There you have it. That's where I know people want to know the exact city, but really what it boils down is numbers. And I hope that helps you in finding your next property. Feel free to call us, and then of course you can visit our website at McCawPropertyManagement.com. And I look forward to hearing from you.